Welcome to the Heart of Central, where we shine a light on the people, pride, and passion that make Central so special. Each week, we will bring you sports highlights, behind-the-scenes stories, and moments that show what it truly means to be a Wildcat. This is the Heart of Central. Welcome to the very first episode of the Heart of Central on the Central Community School System YouTube page. I'm Tanner McClure, joined by Principal Brandon LeGrew.
We're excited to finally bring this show to life and highlight some stories, people, and moments that make Central so special.
Our Wildcats are off to a strong start, sitting at 5-1, and tonight we're taking you back through the season so far with highlights from every game.
Each week from here on out, we'll recap last week's matchup and preview the next one. But since this is our first show, let's catch everyone up, and we'll start with week one against De La Salle.
More to do in a new season. As the option ran to the right by Rogers.
There's
and the pitch
our guy.
out met immediately in the backfield is Robert Lewis. Great anticipation by Jamike Garrett, too. I will say to watch out for a pooch punt. Not going to happen. They're going for it, and they will not get it. As Rogers is sacked at the 30-yard line. Jaden Garnett getting the football right back for the Wildcats.
These Cowboys, they're something.
His defense makes a stand. Now the Wildcats back on offense as Shane Brown takes it left side and finds a seam, some physical running at the end of that play to get in to De La Salle territory. 20-yard gainer for Shane Brown. Platt looks, sets up a screen. Keithan Womack gets a nice block, and here he comes down the near sideline to the 30, inside the 20. Keithan Womack all the way down to the De La Salle 17-yard line. That's coming with some tempo. Naps behind Platt, who fakes it to him and has one man to beat. Ja'Cory Platt strolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats on the first. In this season, Pedro de Sousa Costa on for the extra point. The snap's a little high, but a good hold by Max Gasso. He is back for another season. Valentine takes a snap and hands off. This is an easy touchdown for De La Salle. Robert Lewis. Otis Granville, I should say, in his lead blocker. It's Naps, right side, plowing forward across the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats. A tough schedule to start the season, including here tonight. Handoff left side, Eamon Williams looking for room. Now cuts it back towards the middle, inside the 20, inside the 10. Eamon Williams takes it to the house for De La Salle on a 33-yard touchdown. Several broken tackles in the scrimmage. Platt back to throw on second down. Four-man rush for De La Salle, and Platt puts it on the money to Keithan Womack. Wesley Watts. Platt takes the first down snap. He steps into the pocket, and now he'll take off. Ja'Cory lets it go and hits Williams. Wildcats, De La Salle 38, looking for some points before halftime. Platt back to throw. He lets it go, middle of the field, and he's got Dill. Inside the 20, Brody breaks towards the sideline, and he's all the way down to the De La Salle 13. Ja'Cory hands off to Brown, right side on the stretch play, and Brown breaks the tackle and breaks the goal line. Touchdown, Wildcats. Shane Brown into the end zone for the first time this season from 9 yards out as the Wildcats score with 11 seconds left in the half. Ball on the 49. Here's Valentine. Fakes to Williams. Now throws a deep ball down to far side and almost completed it to his receiver, Gio Sanchez, but excellent coverage provided by Mason Moore, who was step for step with the receiver down to the 15. In the state title game against Ruston, high snap eventually finds Valentine. Five-man central rush gets home as Valentine is on the turf. In this third quarter, Charles Irvin III with Jones in the backfield. He gets nothing up the middle. Good run fit by the central defensive line to...
Let's look.
So impressed by all three. This time it's Irvin the third, and they fake it to him and throw it out to Williams, who's got the angle, gets away from Bo Hill and runs down the sideline. Inside the 30, inside the 20, all the way down to about the 7-yard line for De La Salle from the central 8. Here's Rogers, hands off to Williams, right side, nowhere to go. He's slammed to the grass at the 10-yard line on the side of Wildcat Stadium. 3 backs behind Rogers. Here's the handoff to Lewis, who's stuffed in the backfield and taken down for a loss. Excellent penetration by Devin Reed, who made first contact. Valentine in the shotgun, looking for a miracle as his team down 7 with 5 seconds to play. Valentine, back to throw, under some pressure. Now he steps up, lets it go, middle of the field, incomplete on the last play of the ball game. The exclamation point put on by Devontae Sanders.
Week 2, the 76th A-Meet River rivalry, Central versus Denham Springs, a packed house, standing room only, and the kind of energy you only get at a rivalry game.
This one was great and personal for me. I'm a Denham grad, but I believe maroon and white. I'm all in for the Wildcats. Both teams came out swinging, and it turned into a heavyweight bout.
Yeah, momentum swung all night. We answered in the second quarter with a spark from Marvin Joseph as he takes the kickoff 85 yards to the house, and the two-point conversion by Keithan Womack had the stadium rocking.
Yes, it did. Denham answered to lead at half and pushed ahead in the third. But Central kept fighting. Max Gassett hit Marcus Watson for a 53-yard strike to close the gap.
And then late in the fourth, a huge Keithan Womack punt return set the table. One play later, Gassett to Watson again for the go-ahead touchdown, and Brody Knaps punched in the two-point conversion. Central pulled out a thriller, 34-28.
Check out the action.
3 touchdowns against Hammond as this handoff finds Ray, and Ray met immediately at the line of scrimmage. Excellent penetration on the Central defensive line, and they say the football came out at the last second. The 77th edition of the A-Meet River rivalry. Play fake for Platt. Throw near side is caught. High point in the football at the 10 is Keithan Womack. In the eye with Knaps as the tailback. Here's the snap. Knaps up the middle. Now bounces it out to the right. Drives his feet and gets in the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Brody Knaps. Formation, Goldman takes the shotgun snap and takes it himself. Bounces it out to the left side. He's looking for the pylon, and he strolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Denham Springs. Springs 14, Central 6 here from Yellow Jacket Stadium after the John Goldman touchdown run. Now the kickoff finds Marvin Joseph at the 16, and he's got a seam. Here comes Marvin down the sideline, and no one will get him. Marvin Joseph takes it all the way. Touchdown, Wildcats. What an answer for Central here on the road off the Denham Springs touchdown. Marvin Joseph takes it 60-plus yards. Denham Springs, who's loading up the box. Here's Platt. Back to throw, the play fake to Rose. Now puts it up for the end zone, and it's caught about 8 yards deep by Keithan Womack. Beautifully designed play by Zach Morris, quarterback. He's in the shotgun with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That's Womack. Here's a snap to Gasso. 4-man Yellow Jacket rush. Deep ball near the numbers. Looking for Dill. He's got him inside the 5. Touchdown, Wildcats. Excellent throw from Max Gasso. Goal, Denham Springs. Paul out in motion to the left side. Here's a snap to Goldman. Lets it go near corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Broken up at the... No! Touchdown! On the late signal, touchdown, Denham Springs. I thought for sure that ball hit the turf, but they give 6 points. Open to third, 1st and 10 from their own 38. DeJon Goldman in the pistol in front of Ray. Play fake, Hayden Ray. Slant right across the middle is caught from Paul, who breaks away from the secondary. Inside the 30, down to the Wildcat 20, inside the 10. Touchdown, Denham Springs. On the first play of the second half, it is a 60-plus yard touchdown strike. Wildcats on their first possession of the third quarter. Gasso in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Bat to throw. Deep ball near side. Down to sideline. It's caught in stride. Touchdown, Wildcats. Marcus Watson hauls it in from 53 yards out. And just like that, Central can tie the game on the 2-point conversion. Keithan Womack back deep for Central. Here's the snap to Wilson, who gets it off. A knuckleball towards the left, fielded by Womack at the 30. Breaks a tackle, breaks another. Here comes Keithan down the sideline at the 50. Finally forced out of bounds in Denham Springs territory. He was one broken tackle away from taking that one to the house, but Keithan Womack runs it all the way back to the Denham Springs 39. Shane Brown stays in the game for 2nd and 4 from the 33. Gasso in the shotgun. Here comes the jacket blitz. Deep ball, middle of the field towards the end zone. Is caught inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown! Wildcats! Marcus Watson on the throw from Max Gasso to put Central on top with 1 minute, 45 seconds to play. What a catch from Marcus Watson, who snagged it out of the air around the 5-yard line, bowled the defender over, and scored. Wildcats up, and they'll go for 2 as Gasso is under center. Here's Knaps up the middle, follows his blocks, extends the ball. No signal yet. There it is, 2 points for the Wildcats. Brody Knaps into the end zone to put Central up by 6. They break the huddle with Goldman in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right side. Here's the snap. Here comes the central blitz. Goldman under pressure, lets it go, and it's fumbled. He's dropped the ball at the 30, and the Wildcats are on top of it at the 28-yard line. Devin Reed comes away with the football. The shotgun snap by Max. Lets a few seconds go off the clock, and he takes an knee. And that'll do it. The Wildcats have won the 77th edition of the Amite River rivalry, as the trophy will stay on Central side of the river.
Week 3 took us to Walker, and for this one, we're rolling with the Walker TV highlights. Big thanks to their crew, and you'll hear from former Central coach Steve Johnson on the call. He was fantastic.
Yes, he was. So from the jump, our offense was rolling. Ja'Cory Platt spread it around. Marcus Watson and Keithan Womack moved the sticks, and Platt finished the opening march with that keeper for 6 and the 2-point try.
Walker answered, but we kept the pressure on. Max Gassett hit Womack for a score, then Brody Deal on a goal line TD. The defense delivered too. A fumble recovery set up another strike, and the front 7 kept finding negative plays.
And the moment everyone remembers, Shane Brown's 91-yard sprint to the end zone, pure speed. Adding explosives from Dylan Watson, and the Wildcats controlled it wire to wire.
Central takes it 48-34. Let's go to the tape, courtesy of Walker TV, with Coach Steve Johnson on the call.
Nice.
Anthony Kemp, Platt back looking. He's going to roll out to his left, going deep, and he's got a man there. He's going to catch it. Looks like he's going to be out on about the 1 plays like that. So they're a big play off that. Platt will take it up the middle. He's going to put 6 on the board for the Central. Tristan Rose, going to be handoff to Rose. He's going to take it right up the middle. He's going to be in there.
Touchdown, guys.
It's going to be a tick. Yeah, 8-0 is going to be the Central. And short to middle. Center good. There it is, running play right. He's going to make that. He's going to bust it. Oh, he may put this one in the end zone. It looks like. Oh, yes, he did. Look at this. Long run, Cato. Straight back, looking, going deep. Going got a man down there, right there on him. Another good pass. So didn't have bad coverage on it.
When he doesn't throw the ball, he runs efficient. Look at this.
It's opening up. Oh, he's just going to go over there.
Carrying folks.
Wildcat 10-yard line. Platt still your quarterback. Motion, he's going to throw it out there. It's going to be complete. He's going to run it in.
Coach, there wasn't nobody out there but a cheerleader.
There's a plate kick, and that's going to be good.
That's good. Oh, look at here.
Oh!
Holy mackerel, Andy.
Flag.
Tackles look like he hit at the 20-yard line.
Back there. Looking for it.
Crossing under route, touchdown.
Right there.
Yeah.
Touchdown, nice pass.
Going for 2.
Back, there's a little pat wide open. That's going to be 2.
Coach, there's nobody back there. 0.
Evans is your quarterback. Oh, nobody over there. He's going to run it in. Yes, indeed. Touchdown Wildcats.
Holy cow.
I'm just going to call him Max. Big Max, he's running, got an opening hole there. He's going to bust off. And he's going to go, yeah. Whew.
Man,
so that was
big. It is, yep.
Cross the formation motion. He's looking, he's got a man. That's a good pass. It's right there. Nice job. That was a nice job. That quarter, he replaced Ja'Cory Platt. They're going to go for 2, and I think he made it.
Have to go in the first half.
So there it is. Handoff. He's going to get it in there. Touchdown.
Pushed him in.
Touchdown. Absolutely.
There could be 4 touchdowns in a minute.
The fumble?
Poor handoff. And it looks like Central's coming up with the ball.
Max with the snap. Going to be in the sweep. Nobody's there. Oh, he's going to reach. Did he make it? Yes, he's going to give it to him.
Sure did.
Touchdown. He reached out. Motion out to Trips. Looking. There's the throw. There's a complete. Oh!
He made the catch. Made
Yes,
the
he
catch
did.
and took it for the team.
Out again, takes a snap. Hand off.
Oh, my.
Nothing there.
Oh, my.
Fumble.
And
Picked up by Central, and he's going to run it in down inside the 10, down inside the goal line. Inside Coach, that's a big old young man.
I'm telling you, that's a touchdown. Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback. Yeah, they're on about the 10-yard. They're on 10-yard line.
Running play, break in the middle.
Yikes.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy.
How fast can he go? That's the question. Get him? No, we're not going to get him. We're going to go high. Where did they start?
Started on the 10. That's a 90-yard.
90-yard one?
Yep.
Okay. I think that was number 34.
Yep.
Holy mackerel.
That could possibly be a new land speed record right there. That young man can scoot.
Evans gets the snap, handoff. Oh, he bounced in.
Run.
Coach, he's going to go to
Coach,
the end
score.
zone. Great second effort
Beautiful.
right there by
Hard run.
Great second. See what they do here. See what play Zach Morris can come up with here. Big Mac's back. Going to be a little screen pass. He's got a little room. He's got a lot more room. He's got a lot. He's going to be knocked out.
Close to the first down.
He's going to be a first down, Coach.
Holy mackerel.
Got it. Oh!
Wow.
He just came through.
Yeah, he busted right through. That's going to be fourth down now for the place.
Quick one. Oh, wide open.
Wow, nice play.
Hadn't stopped that.
That's going to be ball game, ladies and
It's going to
gentlemen.
be ball game, and I'm going to tell you what, man, fellas, don't hold your head down at all.
No.
Now that you're caught up from weeks 1 to 3,
We're going to take a short break and hear from our platinum level sponsors.
My name is Joey Giles. I am the president and CEO of Electric Equipment Enterprise. The business was founded in 1989, and we purchased the business in 2017. We sell power distribution and transmission equipment to utilities and industrial and commercial users. We deal with the Exxons, Entergys, Demcos, Clecos, Dows, as well as the engineering firms and distributors around the state. The reason I support Central High is it's home, and I love seeing kids work hard and giving them an opportunity to work.
At AP Dotson, building homes isn't just business, it's family. With 3 generations of experience, we've been designing and building quality homes across Baton Rouge, Central, Zachary, and beyond. From move-in ready homes to fully customized dream builds, our team is here to guide you every step of the way. We believe in craftsmanship, honesty, and creating spaces where memories are made for a lifetime. Discover why families all over Louisiana choose AP Dotson. Call us today at 225-261-5222 or visit apdotson.com.
I'm Wyatt Graves, and I am the owner of Fundamentals Early Learning Center. We opened in Central in 2013. I believe our kids and our community deserve the best opportunities to learn. If I desire to help people build a good life, you have to have a great community to live in. And I think that comes from businesses supporting the community, especially the school system. Just recently, we opened Kaizen Co-work and Event Space. That's a place where people can pay memberships and have a remote workplace 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And then we have an event room for parties, engagement, showers, networking events, being able to work in my community, being able to go to church in my community. All of that matters. And so supporting this is just a no-brainer. To learn more about what we're doing and how you can be a part of it, visit WyattGraves.com.
Welcome back. Week 4, our second straight road trip, and it came against the defending Division II Select state champion Cecilia. This was a toughness test.
and we answered. The offense put together a marathon opening drive. 15 plays, 68 yards, capped by a Max Gassett keeper that set the tone.
Yeah, the defense matched it with takeaways as well. Marvin Joseph grabbed one, then Mason Moore snagged another, flipping the field and keeping Cecilia off balance.
We stacked scores. Brody Knaps punched it in from short range. Gassett added another rushing touchdown, and Tristan Rose finished it off. We took a 25-7 lead in the halftime on the road.
Out of the break, explosives kept coming. Chunk plays from Tyron Williams, a big edge run game, and then Shane Brown busting for 23 yards for 6 with Keithan Womack converting. Later, Platt iced it with the fourth quarter keeper.
Physical, disciplined, and opportunistic. Exactly what you want away from home against the champion.
Let's roll the highlights.
Puts a man in motion, and the snap's a little low. Max controls it anyway, and now on a broken play, Gassett trying to make something happen. He breaks a couple tackles, and he's still going. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Here's a quick throw to Ty Williams. He dropped this play a few snaps ago, and now he makes up for it with a catch and a run along the sideline. A good gain of 8 on 1st down. Gassett is in the shotgun, puts Watson in motion towards the ball. Here's Max on another QB power, and this time he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats, Max Gassett. Last week, I should say, now looking for a second. Here's a pitch left side, and not much room at all for the back, who's taken down a good 2 to 3 yards in the backfield. We're in the shotgun with Briscoe. Door back to throw on 4th and short. He'll put it up deep, middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Wildcats football in the end zone. It is Marvin Joseph. Shotgun with DeAndre Briscoe, man in motion. Here's the handoff to Jermaine Davis, and Davis is in all kinds of trouble, and down he goes. Mike Garrett takes him down at the 45-yard line for a huge loss. Stays on the field. Briscoe back there with him. Here's Dorr to throw. Puts it up down the sideline, and it's intercepted once again. This time Mason Moore, and Moore's got some room for a return. Trying to get some blocks. He's up near the 30. Still going near the 40. All the way down near 5, near the red zone. Snap a little high for Platt, but he gets the handoff off to Brown, and Shane Brown up the middle. Breaking tackles. Still going inside of Cecilia. Lining up in the I formation. Here's the handoff to Knaps up the middle. And it's a touchdown. Wildcats from a couple of yards out. 2 touchdowns in the game last week. Here's Dorr. Bet the throw. He's got some time this time, and it's intercepted. Middle of the field. Wildcats football. Running back the other way, trying to set up a return. Lane Billings, and Lane is into Cecilia territory. Here's the snap. 5-man Cecilia blitz. Max trying to get away. Puts it up middle of the field, and it's almost intercepted, and then caught off of the ricochet. The Wildcats have the football as it in the shotgun. This looks like maybe a quarterback run, and it's a handoff, or no, a fake handoff, and Max sold it well. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. One to the top, that's Womack. Here's the fake to Rose, the throw to Cullens up the middle, inside the 10, inside the 5, and Adam Cullen has a big game for Central.
Yeah, whatever you want me to do, Coach. I just want to play and help.
Platt in the shotgun with Rose. Womack in motion towards the ball. Here's Tristan Rose up the middle and into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. In the shotgun, fakes to Davis, right side, trying to set up the screen, and that's a live football. It's on the turf. Mike Garrett on top of it for the Wildcats. He's been alternating with Ja'Cory Platt. Gassett stands tall in the pocket, now avoids a sack and tries to take off up the middle, but he keeps his eyes downfield and finds Ty Williams into Cecilia territory, all the way down inside the 40-yard line. Field with big DeAndre Briscoe. Here's Dorr. Bat to throw. He's under some pressure. He tries to escape, but he can't do it. Down he goes. Up in the ball game. Here's the fake to Shane, to throw across the middle, caught by Adam Cullen, who's still going after Cecilia didn't wrap up, and with 2 other players. Now Cullen motion back towards the ball, the handoff to Shane Brown, who gets a nice block and bounces it out to the right side. He's inside the 5. Touchdown, Wildcats. So go for 2. Platt on the option to the left side, and he hands it off the other way. Excellent play drawn up by Coach Morris. The starting punter and a wide receiver as well, as this will be a running back pass attempt, but it's blown up in the backfield. A big play, a big tackle for loss by Bo Hill. Has done it all on this drive. He takes a snap and a fumble on the mesh point, and the Wildcats look to be on top of it. Braylon Kale tries to hand the ball off, but he can't hang on, and Alexander Stewart is on top of it for Central, his 2nd fumble recovery in as many weeks as the Wildcats are in business. Nice job taking it between the tackles tonight. Here's the first down snap to Gassett. Deep ball down the sideline. He's got Womack wide open. Keithan into Cecilia territory. Breaks a tackle at the 45 and finally taken down in the backfield with Dore. And Kale is under some heavy heat. He has to throw to the other side of the field, and it's caught. Great block after the catch as Lewis is free down the sideline, and it's a touchdown for Cecilia. One to the left is Lewis. Here's Dore. Back to throw. He's under some heat. He's keeping his eyes downfield. A jump pass finds his man as Malik Joseph. Trying to go to 4-0. Platt in the shotgun. Here's a QB power to the left side. Now a cutback towards the middle. Ja'Cory Platt into the end zone. Tonight he's in the backfield again. Low snap to Dore, but still hands it off to Kale. And Braylon Kale into the end zone. Touchdown, Cecilia.
And some of that was late, I know, but maybe they got a little tired, but they really, really played well.
Week 5 brought us back home with an epic battle with LCA. It didn't start our way. We fell behind 21-0 in the first quarter, but this one became all about fight and belief.
It did. You learn a lot about a team when you're in a hole. We chipped away, kept answering, and the place turned electric.
Yeah, we clawed back to within 7, and with about 30 seconds left, we had the ball with a shot to tie it. We came up short on the scoreboard, but we learned a lot about this team and how they handle adversity.
Let's show you how it unfolded.
That side of the ball, and that's his future college position. Here's the throw down the sideline, got a man open, and a big play and a touchdown for the Knights. Second goal from the 1, I formation with Ballard, who walks into the end zone, right side, touchdown, LCA. Braylon Walker in the shotgun, handoff up the middle, and strolling into the end zone for his second score of the game, Caden Ballard on program, and they're definitely not intimidated tonight. Here's Platt. Against some pressure, gets away from a couple sacks, and he's hit, and the ball comes out. Possession for the Knights, and the return down the sidelines to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, LCA. Intense Central from their own 20. Here's Gassett back to throw. Under some pressure, but he's got a lane up the middle, and here comes Max, now down the sideline at the 35, and he darts out of bounds at the 39-yard line. 19-yard gain for Max Gassett with no flags. To get something going here after the first down run for Gassett. Here's Max, completes it to Dill, who's got some blocks on the near side, and Brody Dill is into LCA territory. Max puts Womack in motion. Here's Gassett on the QB power left side, now cuts it back towards the middle and breaks the tackle.
Come on, Max.
Inside the 10,
Get
Max
in, Max.
Gassett goes all the way. Touchdown, Wildcats. So they're working the clock. Now under 5 seconds, finally the handoff finds Ballard, who breaks a tackle. He's down the sideline, inside the 10, inside the 5, touchdown, LCA. Angel, among others. Here's Shane Brown on the fake handoff, and the throw up the middle is complete to Adam Cullen in the shotgun with Brown. Here comes the LCA rush. Platt lets it go towards the end zone, and it is caught. Keithan Womack has it in the far corner. Touchdown. What a throw. Formation at the top. Here's Braylon Walker under some pressure from Billings, but he gets away, and he puts it up towards the end zone. It's caught inside the 5. Touchdown for the Knights. Jace Babineau. Walker takes the shotgun snap. 4-man rush from Central. Will get home. Down he goes at the 15-yard line. It's the first sack of the ball game for the Wildcats. Marvin Joseph led the charge of black jerseys, and the Wildcats get a quick stop to start the second half. There he's 54 yards. And a score. Here's Platt handing off to Brown, right side. Shane Brown into the second level, and he's down the sideline to the 40. Getting a go at quarterback to start the second half. It's Shane Brown on the stretch play to the left side, and he breaks a couple tackles. They had him dead in the water at the 35, but Shane is down inside the 20. And a little bit of a boogaboo for Central tonight. 3 for 9 on the night, 3rd and 6. Here's Platt, 6-man rush. He gets off a throw to Dill. Inside the 5, stretching towards the pylon, and they'll rule him down. I formation with Platt in front of Naps. Brody Naps, left side, stretches the ball out, and is that a live ball? Touchdown. Wildcats, the referee already signaled touchdown.
He was in.
The second half, it's Walker. Hands off up the middle and looking for a lane, breaking some tackles. Caden Ballard, who already has 3 touchdowns tonight, lost the ball at the end of that play, and it's the Wildcats on top of the football. LCA looking to add to their 2-score lead as Walker fakes the handoff, takes off left side, and he almost lost that football. Hey, from their own 34, here's Walker from the shotgun, rolls out to his right. He's under some pressure, trying to reverse field, and down he goes finally at the 35-yard line. Multiple black jerseys in on the play, and Central's defense starting to feel it here in the third quarter. On the play clock, not sure they got the snap off, but here's the throw towards the end zone, and a diving attempt at the end. Touchdown, LCA. What a catch by Draylon August. Braylon Walker, and it's 41-21. LCA with 1:21 left in this third quarter. Keithan Womack from around his own 40 looking for blocks. Now reverses field, and Womack may have a lane. He's down the sideline at the 40, inside the
Get out of it.
35,
Come
and finally pushed out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Not with Gassett. Here's the handoff to Tristan up the middle.
Touchdown.
He's got a block
Touchdown.
inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Tristan Rose. Ballard in the backfield. Caden Ballard to the right side. Breaks a tackle. Staggers his way across the goal line. Touchdown, LCA. The 4th one of the night for Caden Ballard due to some injuries. 2nd and 10. It's the fake to Ballard. It's Walker taking off up the middle, and the ball comes out.
Go
Free
run it
ball,
in.
and it's picked up by the Wildcats. There's still time. Womack motions to the other side. Here's Gassett in the pocket, puts it up, and it's caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Brody Dill scores immediately after the turnover. 10 yards on the pass from Max Gassett, and Central is still in it. Stops before we have that conversation. Now Adams with the onside kick, and it's still on the
loose.
turf.
We got it.
Wildcats
We got
have
it.
it.
We
Central
got it.
on the football. At
Keith
the
and Womack.
49-yard line, Austin Adams gets a wonderful hop, and Keith and Womack is on top of the football. 1st and 10 Central at the LCA 49.
Yes, indeed.
4th and 6 Central. Platt takes the shotgun snap, rolls out to his right, keeps his eyes downfield, lets it go towards the end zone.
Got it. Touchdown.
Caught! Touchdown!
Yeah.
Wildcats.
What a catch.
Brody Dill makes the sliding catch from 34 yards out. They had to have it on 4th down, and Platt makes a perfect throw to keep Central in the ball game. Wow. They're on their feet. 3rd and 3. It's Walker on the QB. Power up the middle. 1st down and more into Wildcat territory. Braylon Walker takes it all the way for LCA to perhaps put the exclamation point on this game. 4 minutes, 4 seconds left in regulation. Gassett from his own end zone again. Middle of the
What a
field. It's
throw.
caught by Dill for a 1st down, and Brody is still
Face
breaking
mask.
tackles near the 30-yard line. He definitely grabbed his face mask. Cannot believe there's a flag.
There it goes.
Finally, clock live with 3:45 left. Gassett pumps. Now he takes off, breaks the tackle into LCA territory, and still going inside the 30, and finally tripped up at the 25-yard line. Trips to the top. Here's Gassett. Quick throw caught by Naps at the 10. Makes a move at the 5, and he's down to the 3. Believe that's enough for a 1st down. 1st and goal Central. Gassett could be a designed run here. And it is. Max jukes to the right and
What a
reaches
play.
the end zone.
What a play.
Touchdown, Wildcats. Max Gassett makes the perfect move and scores to make it a 1-score game with 2 minutes remaining. Left. Here's Walker. Right side now cut towards the middle,
Yep,
and he
there we
dives
go.
forward short of the
All
1st
right.
down. He's taken down at the
28.
24-yard line. 1 stop away from victory. Here's Platt. Back to throw, under pressure, now steps up and lets it go down the sideline. Man down there,
That's
and it
interference.
is caught but out of bounds. There was a lot of contact.
That's got to be interference.
But no flag.
Nope.
I tend to agree with you, but there's no flag on the field as of now, and it is LCA football.
Unbelievable football game, huh?
Yes, sir.
Week 6, back on the road at Woodlawn. We didn't make it easy early, a couple of miscues, and the Panthers jumped ahead.
They did, but then our guys settled in. Shane Brown sparked it with a 40-yard touchdown, and from there, momentum flipped.
Yeah, special teams showed up big. Brown's 71-yard kickoff return set up a touchdown, and then the defense held their ground. And in the 4th quarter, Ja'Cory Platt punched in the go-ahead touchdown, and then Max Gassett hits Brody Deal for a 49-yard touchdown strike. Then Tristan Rose ices the game with a late TD. Central rolls on the road 38-21. Let's go to the highlights.
Against Woodlawn's offense.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. You might see multiple quarterbacks in the game for Woodlawn here tonight to start. It is a reverse to the left side, and Caden Randall, he's got some speed, and he's down the sideline on the first play from scrimmage, trying to outrun J. Mike Garrett to the end zone, and he does. Touchdown, Woodlawn. 2nd and about 14. Gassett hands off to Brown right side, and he's got a big hole. Shane Brown across the 30 and down the sideline. He breaks free inside the 5.
There it
Touchdown, Wildcat. Shane Brown. Here's Max on the QB. Power and a hole
There's the
open
lane.
up the middle, and Gassett strolls into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Randall has completed 2 straight. He's in the gun. He controls a low snap again, trying to get away from Jackson, and he does. Looking for the corner. Caden Randall into the end zone. Touchdown, Woodlawn. 2 of 8 on 3rd down. Central 0 of 8 in the first half. Here's Randall. Lost one up the middle, and it's caught. This is a big play for the Panthers. Alonzo Luckett behind the defense. At the 20, at the 10, touchdown Panthers. It's a couple men in motion. Here's a designed run to the right side, and Randall breaks a couple tackles on his way to 2 points. 25-yard line of Woodlawn. Shane Brown back deep with Watson. And it'll reach Shane Brown at the 23 with the wall in front. Shane letting his blocks develop, and
Here we
coming
go.
out of that wall, he's in Woodlawn territory. He's down the sideline at the 20,
Stiff arm.
inside the 10. Shane Brown
There you go.
all the way down near the 5-yard line. Brody Knapp's in the backfield, I formation with Jake Jarrow as the lead blocker. Adam Cullen in motion to the left side. Here's the handoff to Jarrow on the fullback dive,
Gets
and he's
in.
into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats, as the fullback dive works well for Central. With a 1-point lead, Caden Randall back to throw. 3-man rush this time for Central. Throw across the middle is intercepted. Wildcats
There we go.
football. It is Ethan Smith running down a sideline inside the 40 and down to the 39. That's it. Back in the gun, gives to Brown. This play has been very successful, especially to that side, and Brown behind some beautiful blocking by Adam Cullen, who's still blocking his man down the field. And look at this, they have not blown it dead. Shane Brown all the way down near the 10-yard line. Platt in the gun with Brown. Here's Jacory under pressure. Steps up, hit from behind, but he breaks the tackle inside the 10, inside the 5. Jacory Platt pushing forward. Touchdown! Wildcats, Jacory Platt. Randall in motion towards the ball. Caden Randall left side,
wow.
nowhere to go. He's met immediately by Mike Garrett. Here's the reverse.
comes Randall.
Thinking about throwing, but he's going to be dragged down at the 42-yard line on high school. Gassett back to throw against the blitz. He pumps, he throws, he's got a man wide open, and Dill's got it at the 20, at the 10. See you later. Touchdown, Wildcats. Here's the snap back to Randall. Under pressure by Reed, and down
There
he
it
goes
is.
at the 29-yard line. Big Devin Reed. Seconds to play.
Yeah, should be one more snap.
Here's Rose, left side. He's got a hole. He's at the
Got a
5. He's in
crease
the end
back into
zone.
the end.
Touchdown, Wildcats. Tristan Rose is into the end zone from 10 yards out, and that'll put the dagger in Woodlawn tonight.
Now that you're caught up through week 6, let's hear from our platinum level sponsors.
Trade has been the backbone of industrial construction across the Gulf Coast since 1982. As a family-owned company, we provide the experience and resources to handle projects for every size, from mechanical and structural work to civil construction, pipe fabrication, midstream services, ASME vessels, and industrial storage. Built on values like safety, integrity, and teamwork, Trade is powered by its people and trusted by repeat clients across decades. Trade, real people, real solutions.
We take tailgating very seriously. The hours of training and preparing, the focus and determination to be the best, all to make sure when football season kicks off, you're ready. And to get your gear to the big game, having the right vehicle is just as important. At Jerry Lane Chevrolet, we have a large selection of Chevy trucks to make sure you bring home the win for your tailgate experience. Come see us at Jerry Lane Chevrolet and be the MVP of your tailgate.
At Neighbors Federal Credit Union, we've been helping families reach their goals for over 70 years. From savings and checking to loans and mortgages, Neighbors is here to make banking simple and personal. Proud to be Wildcat Legacy sponsors, Neighbors FCU, where you're more than a member, you're family. At Moro Physical Therapy, we're proud to serve the Central community with expert care in physical, occupational, and speech therapy. For more than 40 years, families across Louisiana and Texas have trusted our team to help them recover, rebuild, and get back to what they love the most. From athletes returning to the field to neighbors regaining strength after an injury, Moro PT is here for Central every step of the way. Moro Physical Therapy, restoring motion, improving lives. Welcome back to the Heart of Central. In today's episode, Coach David Semino sits down with junior wide receiver Brody Deal in a player-led interview where they go over culture and the road ahead.
My name is Brody Deal, and this is Coach Semino, and I'm going to ask him some questions about the season so far. So we're deep into the season now. How do you feel about where this team is right now, both mentally and physically?
You know, we're sitting at 5-1, and have done a lot of good things throughout the course of the year. And what I tell everybody is like this team is just a group of dudes that I really gravitate towards just because of who they are and what we stand for and everything that we've been through together. You know, but you know the truth is that you know we've been frustrated with the style of play that we've put out there. It's just been inconsistent. You know, and on the nights that the offense is on, maybe the defense is off, or maybe we hadn't put it together in the kicking game sometimes, you know. And so one of the things I'm excited about is finally putting our best product out there when all three phases come together, and you can feel it coming and you can see glimpses of it, but the whole thing hadn't come together yet, so we're excited to see all three phases come together.
Every year brings new challenges. What have been some of the biggest ones this group has faced so far?
Think a little bit about what I was discussing with the inconsistencies. We had 3 road games in a row. That was a little bit tougher, specifically coming off a year where we were home a lot. But being able to settle back in, I think getting home this Friday night, second district contest. Had a couple of defensive starters out last week. So excited to have a full plate full of stars and everything, go out there under the lights on Friday night and have a fun contest.
Yes, sir. We're going to have a big crowd. What's something you've seen this year from this year's team that makes you proud as a coach?
I think the resiliency of this team is something that really shines through for me, and I go back to the Denham Springs game when we were on the road, rowdy atmosphere, and a really good football team. And those guys played their butts off against us. Like I've been preaching to you guys, we get everybody's best shot.
Yes, sir.
We're going to absolutely have a target on our back all year long. And so, just the way that we've been able to stay the course, when you think about the way that we won that football game in dramatic fashion, and the way that we've, fought even in the Lafayette Christian loss, when you think about the fact that we were down 21-0, and then, as a newspaper article read, just a ferocious comeback, and the way that we battled and fought to the very end, I know that it's in our character and our DNA just to show up, and it doesn't matter what the scoreboard is, just to play hard and to make sure that, like we talk about on our Monday or Tuesday meetings, defend every blade of grass, and just play our butts off, So I think that's something that, people, when they turn the tape on, are always going to know that that's who we are and that's what we're about.
Yes, sir. From your perspective, what areas are we continuing to improve in each week?
I think that as you look at the course of the season, our kicking game has been something that's improved. Little Pedro has been such a big part of that, and the lights were really bright for Pedro to start off with, but I think he's settling in a little bit, and his kick placement has been a lot better. Austin Adams coming in and taking the place kicking duties in terms of field goals and PATs has done a good job. He was 7 for 8 against Lafayette Christian. So we hope to see him continue to trend up. And then our return units have been strong. Keithan had their punt return for a touchdown the other day. It got called back. Obviously, some stuff to clean up there, but I'm proud of the way our kicking game's trending, and I know that it'll continue to be a bright spot for us all year long.
Yes, sir. With so many key players graduating last year, have you seen new leaders step up to keep the championship mindset alive?
Absolutely. As you know, one of the things we did yesterday was get our players to rate one another in our war group based upon a trust factor.
Yes, sir.
And it was neat for me to see that, basically the players are on the same page as our coaching staff in terms of how they voted. We really wouldn't have ranked them any different. And so to know that we're all kind of on the same page in terms of who we perceive as leaders on this football team is really important. We elected our leadership council as we moved into district play. That's something that I've always liked to do because it gives you 5 games to really have a sample space of who are the guys that are not only leading in the locker room but who take it out on the football field and practice what they preach, if you will. They practice hard. They're selfless teammates. They bring their personal best each and every single day.
For new guys like me who are new to the program, what do you want us to understand about the standard and culture here at Central?
To me, man, this is what I tell everybody is that, what we do on the field is really a byproduct of how we try and program you guys off the field. And, to me, this brotherhood that we've built here and this mentality is not something that we hope just, is something that shines on Friday nights, but we hope that it becomes a way of life for everybody that is inside of our program, and the most important factor to me is the relationships that we build along the way. When you're teaching this way of life, and when you're modeling this way of life as a guy who's come in and garnered the respect of his teammates and been able to earn the leadership council title and those type things. What I tell guys is you're stuck with me for the rest of your life. Like, this isn't a 2-year deal. This is a deal where, I hope to be at your wedding one day, and I want to get to know your kids and that type stuff. And, it's so neat to me just to see all the alumni in the short time we've been here, but that are pouring through here, and the caliber of men that this school produces, and that's exciting for me. Just in the last 2 weeks, we've had Damon Blocker, who's, going off to hopefully be a Navy SEAL who ships off actually, I think, today. And then Reese Thompson, who's also going to the military. Both those dudes were just class act guys for us that played their butts off, but modeled the correct way of life inside and outside of the classroom, and people that you want your kids to be like, So, as I bring my son and my kids around here all the time, and I want those guys to be walking the sidelines and looking up to y'all, and just, I want to be comfortable in knowing that, my son's around a bunch of role models that are modeling the correct way of life for us, So it's a little snippet into what I hope we accomplish here.
Yeah. What's one message you give the team to remind everyone that this season is its own journey?
It's a good question. First of all, I think one of the things that we talk about obviously is just the fact that what we did last year has absolutely zero to do with what occurs on the field on Friday nights. And, we've put such a big emphasis on preparing to perform each week, and how the quality of our practices and the intent of our work throughout the course of the week is really what's going to culminate into us performing well on the field on Friday night. So, I think the mindset that, hey man, like, we got to go make our own luck each and every single Friday night, and that our preparation is key to our performance throughout the course of the week. And then the collective piece of, everybody doing their job and their 1/11th of each play that we do on a Friday night, that's what affects winning on a Friday night, and so we're not sneaking up on anybody anymore, maybe like we did in year one and possibly early in year two. We're getting everybody's best punch, so we better be ready to rock and roll when that ball kicks off each and every day. And like I tell y'all, man, what are you going to do when the ball's snapped? What is it that you're going to do when the ball is snapped? How are you going to react, and what are you going to bring to the table, and how do you add value when that happens?
This week matchup with Catholic is on everyone's calendar. What makes this game and rivalry so special to you and the team?
Wow. Well, there's a lot of layers to that, obviously. Obviously I have personal history with Catholic High, and had a wonderful experience there, and left to come here and trying to build something from the ground up, and Catholic's got such a rich tradition and had such a good thing going on over there, and I just kind of felt it in my heart that it was time for me to try and go build something from scratch, and it's been fun to watch that process take shape over the last couple of years. We've had some great games with those guys, but on top of my personal history, Catholic has just had an exceptional program for a number of years, and semifinal ball club last year, lost to Edna Carr, who obviously ran away with the state championship in the select division last year. So, every time you play Catholic, that it's going to be a war and it's going to be a fist fight. Those guys are well coached. They play the game the way it's supposed to be played, and in many ways it's a great measuring stick for us. When you talk about district championships and you talk about opportunities to go out there and earn things, we want to be toe-to-toe with heavyweight champions, and I think we've earned the right to consider ourselves a heavyweight title contender. And on Friday night, we know it's going to be a 15-round toe-to-toe fist fight, man. And so we really like our team, man, and are excited about the opportunities to go out there and to swing with a really good football team. So we know the stands and everything are going to be packed, and everybody's going to be excited, and you can look for our guys to bring their personal best this Friday night.
What are a few keys to success for us Friday night?
I think it's always important when you're playing in big football games like this to break them down into bite-sized chunks. It's so easy to let the moment overwhelm you and the emotions and all that different type of stuff. And, while we want everybody to be excited about the environment, we got to be able to take a deep breath and say, again, what affects winning, and that's doing your job on every single football play and being able to say, hey, look, I got to play hard for 4 to 6 seconds at a time, and then I got to relax. I gotta take the moment in. I gotta clear the mechanism. I gotta get reset to play that next football play. We'll have to handle their tempo well on the defensive side of the football. They move extremely fast on that side, and it's one of their calling cards. We struggled with that early in the football game last year, and they hit some big plays on us. So we'll have to be able to handle that pretty well. Offensively, I think it's about finding a rhythm and doing what we do, really, and in regards to that, we try and play a nameless, faceless opponent each week, and we try and attack the scheme, and we try and do what we do. And then the kicking game is obviously going to be a big piece of it, so we got to make sure that, we're on our A game in all three phases.
Catholic's known for being a physical team. How do you want us to respond to that?
Look, I mean, that's who we are as well, so talked a little bit about the 15-round heavyweight bout, and I think that's the way we've built this program, so we look forward to the opportunity to just go out there and play our best in front of a good crowd.
What's your one message to the team heading into this one?
Enjoy the moment, man. Prepare like your life depends on it, man. Just but enjoy the moment and go out there and it's like we pray every week, when we sit in our team meetings and stuff, God, just we pray that you would bless all of our work and that everything that we've done leading up to this point not be in vain. And we're excited for the opportunity for everything that we've done thus far to be able to come together and for us to capitalize on everything that we've put in so far, because I'm so proud of how much you guys have done and how hard y'all have worked to put us in the situation to be where we're at right now, So we're excited, man.
Perfect. I'm Brody Deal, and this is Coach Semino. We'll see you on Friday night.
Next, I sat down with first-year head volleyball coach Amy Rollins as we discuss her volleyball team and the season so far. All right, we're here with our head volleyball coach, Coach Amy Rollins. She's been a long-time assistant coach at Central High School. This is her first year as head volleyball coach. Coach, just tell me a little bit about that role of being the head coach opposed to being an assistant the last few years.
Well, I've been like you said, 13 years as an assistant coach. Michelle and I kind of built the program together. Never really, felt like an assistant coach. I felt like we're a partnership. And, everyone was trying to prepare me that no one can give you enough advice to prepare you to sit in the seat one over. But it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. It's been quite an experience, but I'm definitely glad I took the leap.
What made you want to take the leap? I know sometimes you can get comfortable being an assistant coach for all the years, but what kind of inspired you to take the leap and be the head coach?
So being an assistant coach, you kind of get to focus on the details, which is something that I really enjoy doing. Once you become the head coach, you kind of have to look whole picture, right? So when Michelle stepped down, it was definitely a thought process, do I want this? Do I not? But after building a program for 13 years, you're not really ready to hand it over. And I wasn't done coaching yet. So it was this has been our program. Let me see where I can take it.
Awesome. So I think there's some parallels too when you look at Coach Osborne. Coach Osborne's been here since 2001, and I think he's year 2. This is going into year 3 as a head coach. So longtime assistant, and he took his team to a state championship in year 2. So how would you think those years as an assistant and kind of being detail oriented there has helped prepare you to be a head coach?
So Coach Osborne was actually huge mentor for me the last couple of months. I don't know what I would do without Coach Osborne.
Awesome.
Because he was able to give me a lot of direct advice, a lot of personal experience advice. And so I've tried to stay as close to like the day to day as possible, trying not to look too far to the future, and taking it one season at a time. They say, give it 3 years, to build something. And so being patient is hard, but definitely trying to make sure that I build it in a way that is successful in the long term.
Awesome. So do you still do you talk with Coach LaBeouf still? Do you still talk with Coach Osborne and kind of with his experiences in the transition?
I'm very grateful that I have a huge coaching staff experience. And also, like, the volleyball world is super small. And so every game that I've gone to, especially away, they're like, how's it going?
Yeah.
Checking in with me, because I've either played for these coaches or I've coached against them for a long time. And so it's really nice to be able to text people within the community, not just within the Baton Rouge volleyball community, but like I've talked this week to the Fontainebleau coach, I've talked to the Chappelle coach. It's really, I've talked to my sister, who's the SSA coach. We kind of piggyback on each other a lot. She's texting me for advice, I'm texting her for advice. It's just really good to have that circle that you can rely on.
Yeah, for sure. So being an assistant to being a head coach, I know it's different, managing different personalities. Like as an assistant, I know sometimes there's good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
So how has that role changed for you, or is it a similar type role for you right now, and everybody else has had to adjust?
So I'm a terrible delegator.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the jobs that have been my jobs for 12 years, I've had to like, okay, now you, like Coach Kayla, like, all right, you take this job, or Coach Morris, Ashton Morris is first time on staff this year, and she's been really super helpful for going, Amy, let me do that.
Good.
I got that. Because you can't do it all.
That's right.
And it's really about relying on the staff that you've picked. And it's actually really cool. I have all Central alum, volleyball alum as on my staff. So I have Cameron Claymont, and then Jordan Stevens, and then or Jordan Stevens Woods, and then Ashton as well.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into the team a little bit. Tell me a little bit about this team's personality. How would you describe it, or just playing style?
Yeah.
Just kind of.
So this is a fun team.
Okay.
Silly at times, which has been a adjustment for me because I'm pretty disciplined, structured, and so allowing them to kind of be their personalities to shine through has been super important for them to be successful. We have faced a lot of adversity this year with injuries, way more than I think I've experienced in 13 years. We were out 2 to 3 starters almost every game since the beginning of season. And so it's been really cool to see them deal with it and be successful at the same time. I think allowing their personalities to kind of just control the narrative instead of trying to fit them into a box of what I want to see from them, and what I would do in that situation as a player has been really like a growth for me to kind of go, let them be. We're being successful. Let's see what we can go from there.
Right. So I know like that's a challenge, and I think some of our other sports, I know football has faced some of the same things this year with injuries and pulling players missing some time. But just through my experience, sometimes it can be a blessing just because other people have to step up and fill roles. And then there's some people who have to go to the bench and learn how to be a leader from the bench and cheerleaders. Have you seen anything like that so far?
Yeah. So Lexi Garcia, for example, she's our libero. She suffered a concussion the first tournament of the season. And it was weird having her on the bench because she has been a 4-year starter for us varsity. And she's on the bench going, now I see what y'all are talking about. Like, I think her being on the bench, she ended up having to sit the bench for 7 games.
Wow.
Because we had week games, and then she missed almost an entire tournament. And I think, honestly, it helped her see the court a little bit better, allowed her to kind of grow in her volleyball IQ. And she's actually, since we've had her back, personally, I think she's played some of her best volleyball.
That's awesome. I know I can experience some of my time in sports too. You do. I mean, the game can slow down for you when you're able to sit. But if you're one of the better players, you don't have time to sit. You got to be out on the court. So
you're not observing as much.
That's neat for Lexi for sure. So any other leaders that have kind of emerged throughout the course of this season?
So Kinley Reams is our 5'1" senior setter. So as a 5'1" setter, she doesn't leave the court. She runs our entire offense. And we have with our offense, with our middles, we have 2 6-foot middles. So naturally, we're going to run our offense through your middles. And it's hard sometimes when the passing isn't quite there because in order to run our middles, we have to have a pass. And so it can get super frustrating when you're having to move around and if the passing's not there. But she has really handled this role with a lot of grace. She's even mentoring our freshman setters a lot, which has been really cool to see as well. Like she's even come up to me and said, "Hey coach, I've noticed this in the games. Can we work on this tomorrow in practice? I know I need work on it, and I know the freshmen need work on it too." So that's something as a coach, you know, you get really excited about,
yes.
that they're advocating for their wanting to get better in their skill, and they're noticing where our, like, I guess, deficits are, and that I actually hadn't picked up on. So that was a cool moment, like cool coach moment.
That's great to see that emerge because, again, like for us, or at least my view on this, it's bigger than volleyball.
Correct.
And you're trying to get to teach them to be leaders and strong young women in life. So to see them step up in those moments has got to be rewarding for you as well.
Yeah, advocating for themselves and for their teammates has been like a huge push for us this season.
Awesome. So, okay, now let's dive into the season. I know we're starting this kind of podcast and we're, I guess, halfway through the season at this point. Give me some big wins, or we had some big moments that the Lady Wildcats have seen, if any, or any of them stick out in the top of your mind.
Yeah, so one week we did 2 5-setters against Ponchatoula and Prairieville. So 2 Division I schools, and those were both games where we were down players. And so it was really nice to see that grittiness. Winning 2 5-set matches in a week is hard. Playing 2 5-set matches, regardless of the outcome, is hard. But against Prairieville, we were down a DS, and against Ponchatoula, we were down both of our outsides. And it was just people stepped up. We were able to get the job done. And even though we were down sets, it was like, okay, next set. Like we didn't let a loss prevent us from coming out the next set and kind of, you know, taking care of the job.
Awesome. I can imagine the 2 5-sets because last year, and I hadn't been around volleyball a lot, but I came to some of the playoff games last year, and it was incredible atmosphere.
Yeah.
I was nervous as all get out, too, because it's every point. You know, it's different in every point. It's so intense. It's so fast. It's so athletic. So those games have to be a grind.
Yeah. And so I finally have just, like, mentally have decided that we're just not going to go 3. And if we go 3, then hooray, great, you know, awesome. But for me to be able to coach them more efficiently, I have in my brain, okay, this is going to be 4. We're at least going 4. That way there's not as much anxiety, I guess. And even that way, like, I'm not putting that on the girls either. Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously we all want to win 3. It's a lot simpler that way.
That's right.
But it's a lot better to just have that mentality that, okay, this is not going to get handed to us. I tell the girls that they're not going to give it to us. We got to take it. So we got to control our side of the court.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been like the motto going in, like, hey, let's take it one set at a time, 1 point at a time. If we give it to them or they take it, we got to take it right back.
Awesome. So if you could describe, again, this is your first year as a head coach, but you're like, what do you want that young lady to look like? What kind of personality? What kind of how would you describe the prototypical Amy Rawlins volleyball player?
I want her to be competitive. I want it to be like the person that, like, doesn't say no, gets after it, regardless of the score, regardless of, like, what's coming at them, right? It's next ball up. Definitely a competitive, no quit, and no matter what. I also want them to hold themselves accountable, hold their teammates accountable, kind of just, like you said, like developing those skills for when they leave here. I want them to be able to go out in the world and kind of dominate. Whatever field, whatever job they decide to choose, I want them to dominate and be the best that they can be.
Yes. So I know you have a young daughter as well that'll grow up. So I know for me, when my dad was coaching, the high school kids were my role models. So how important is that for, like, having a young daughter and knowing that the young ladies that you're coaching are the future role models, or the role models for the future of Central?
So that's funny because Savannah, my assistant coach Jordan Woods, if I put Savannah between me and Jordan and said pick one, she would pick Jordan over me any day. And if you put Lydia in between me and Lexi Garcio, 100% she'd pick Lexi Garcio. And those are 2 girls that, like, I'm like, yes, please follow them. They have good character. You know, they make good choices. They're great. And all of my kids, all of my athletes, because my kids, all of my athletes truly accept my children, which is a huge blessing, because at the end of the day, I'm mom first.
That's right.
And my kids have to be here. But I'm super grateful to have a community and a school system that support support me and my kids. And my players never, I always ask them, like, are they bothering you? They're like, no.
It's the best.
And so I do love that my kids feel comfortable here and feel comfortable with the girls around us. And it just shows that like we're all, I mean, I don't mean to like, we're all we truly are a family.
Yeah.
And Coach Woods just had her baby and it's like, all right, let's just add one. And then Coach Morris has her daughter. They're actually on the roster as bonus roster humans.
Nice.
Because there's a rule with NFHS that like, if you can't sit on the bench unless you're on the roster.
Yeah.
So we had to add them to the roster to make sure like, if they had to be there, they didn't get
Nice.
kicked off.
That's awesome. No, that's so important because, like, I think about some of my best experiences in sports, and one of them was at Delgado Community College.
Yeah.
My coach treated our whole team as family.
Yeah.
And today, it's still like it is a bond that can never be broken because it was bigger than the baseball game.
Right.
It was family. So it inspires me to see that we have that same atmosphere inside of the volleyball
Right.
program.
I want them to come back. I want them to know that they're loved and that. I mean, you look at two of them already on our staff, and many of them still come and watch the games, even though their sister, like a lot of times they were coming because their sisters were still playing. But now we got kids that are coming back, just to see and just to support. And that's as ultimately the end goal is you want them to come back. You want them to come back and support because they felt part of something.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about tonight. I know we're recording this on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're going to add this on a Thursday. But what a week. So we go against the brother and sister schools. You're going to get the first shot. Our Wildcats will be at home tonight, correct? Against St. Joseph.
Yes.
What's your mindset going into the game tonight?
Well, I I told the girls yesterday, it's just another game. That's where your mind has to be. However, it is a district game. And so it is technically a more important game than most games on our schedule.
Mm-hmm.
But the only reason it's more important than any other game is because our goal this year is to win district. In order to win district, you got to beat St. Joseph's.
Yes.
And so as much as you would like to act like this is just another game, there is a little bit of significance on there. They have been talking about this game all season. It's also Kinley Reams' birthday, so it's a little bit extra special.
All right.
But we have prepared. We ran some scout team yesterday. They say they're locked in, and I believe them.
Awesome.
So I am trying to, in my brain, it's just another game. We're going to coach it the exact same and hope that we come up on top.
Now, this is your first year as a head coach. Do you have any
Yes.
rituals before a game, or do you try to calm yourself down, amp yourself up, or how does that kind of look for Coach Rollins?
I can be a pretty anxious person, and I definitely don't want to put that on the girls. So I definitely try to stay as calm as possible, helping them lead warm-ups. That helps. I still turn in the lineup. It's one of the I've turned
Rituals.
in the lineup. Yep,
Yeah.
I've turned in the lineup for 13 years,
Mhm.
and it's just kind of one of my things to like get set and then set up at the end of the bench.
Awesome. So I got to experience because I came to some of the playoff
Yeah.
games last year, but a message to the community of like why they should come out and support volleyball, what kind of games, atmospheres.
So I know we've talked a little bit because your daughter got into volleyball.
Yes.
I think anyone that experiences a volleyball game for the first time wants to come back.
I agree with you.
It's an exciting game. There's not many games that there's a point scored every time. And sometimes it's those exciting long rally points. And it's always fun to get a new volleyball fan. New volleyball fans are my favorite people to talk to because they are just so excited. And the comment every time is, I didn't know it could be so fun. And I'm like, I know,
Yeah.
right? Like you should come out more often. But like it's definitely an exciting game. It will be for sure the next couple of home games. We have some exciting games. We have even St. Amant on Monday. I think they're like number 12 or 13 in the state right now on Division I. They have 19 wins.
Is that at home?
That's at home on Monday,
So
yes.
this will be Thursday
Yes.
night. Make sure you come out next Monday.
Yeah, and so it's fall break, so no one, no school, no
pack it
nothing,
out,
just
yeah.
come on. But it's definitely something I'm like, just come experience it once. I promise you'll have fun.
No, if
regardless.
anybody can speak towards that, I think our principal, Brandon LeGroux,
Oh my
can
gosh,
definitely.
yes.
He is the biggest volleyball fan that I've ever seen. So I've gotten videos from different people just watching him take the game in.
Mm-hmm.
He wears his emotions on his sleeve. We'll talk about Principal LeGroux.
So when Brandon's not there, I kind of get disappointed when he's like not our administrator. I definitely think his daughter is one of our managers. She is the best bookkeeper that we've ever had. Even referees are like, can she come with you everywhere. Like, can we even like hire her to do the book? He loves doing the scoreboard. He was very upset that we didn't have the buttons set up for the first game, so that like when Lexi or Addison or someone or Kinley does something good, you press a button and something comes up on the scoreboard.
Nice. He's locked in.
They're called hero shots. He is like, I need more buttons. I'm like, we're on it. We're on it. My mom personally always says when she's like watching the live stream, loves to see him pace. I think he is more nervous than I get sometimes.
I believe you. I believe you.
He learned what a slide was last year, and he would get so excited when Addison would run a slide. So he's learning the game along with us for sure.
That's one of the things that is neat about our community is to see the principal, the superintendents, the teachers,
100%.
that they're locked in and they want success of our girls and they're pulling for them. They want success for our boys. So to have that community support is what brought me back to Central as well. I mean, it is family. So in closing, any final message that you want to send out there about the team or anything else? Or
I'm really excited. This season has, again, been a roller coaster, but I really, truly am so proud of the way that we have handled ourselves and the amount of work that they have put in, all summer. And then even during the spring, even during the fall, even though we're having 3-game weeks, we're still lifting, we're still getting our strength training in, we're still practicing. And I've never seen a decline in effort. And that's hard in a long season. Like you said, it's October 14th. We're like in the push part. When some teams might start to like falter off because it's getting hard, it's getting tired, they're getting tired. But I've been really proud that our girls are like, what's next? Like, what are we doing today? Like, how can we get better today? They're asking for more film. You can see that they're hungry. And it's just, as a coach, it's exciting because I can't want it more than they do. And so the fact that they are wanting to push and they're the ones asking for things and they're the ones putting the work in, it's been like, I'm like, oh, let's go. Like, it gets me excited. Like, let's go.
So last one for you. So if you want these girls to have like one memory of their experience at Central Volleyball, what do you want that memory or experience to be for them? So when they're 43 years old, one day they come back and say, hey, I remember my times at Central playing volleyball were this.
It's that big game, like winning that big game and knowing that it was fun, right? Being part of it. I mean, I still remember like when I played, it was beating St. Thomas More in the semifinals when I played for St. Michael, coming back from a 2-set deficit. It's just and I know like it's not about winning, but sometimes taking that big game,
absolutely,
it's exciting. You remember the way the crowd sounded. But if that can't happen for each individual athlete, I just want them to know that it was fun. I want them to want to re-experience it. Like if they had to, it's like, even if they didn't win the big game, it's like,
when they're talking, they want to do it again.
They want to do it again, regardless of what our record was, regardless of the games that we won. I just want them to want to do it again.
Awesome. Well, we're lucky to have you, not just on this podcast today, but as a coach. And I'm excited about the future of Central as a whole, but really excited about the future for Central Volleyball. So we look forward to having you again soon. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
And hopefully get everybody come out next Monday night.
Monday. We have 3 home games next week.
Okay, so that's Santa Maria?
Santa Maria Monday, Baton Rouge High Wednesday, and then Zachary Thursday.
Let's go. You got 3 opportunities next week to come out and support the Wildcats. Let's get it done.
Yeah, let's go.
Thanks, Coach.
Of course.
All right. That's a wrap on this episode of The Heart of Central. Our Wildcats continue to make us proud on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our community. Don't miss the next episode, premiering every Thursday night at 7 o'clock on the Central Community School System YouTube page. Tune in for the latest stories, highlights, and the moments that show the true heart of Central. Thanks for watching, and go Wildcats.